Welcome everybody to some Road to Blizzcon qualifier action here on KhaldorTV. Today we have a best of 3 series between Fnatic and Spartanien in the losers bracket of the round of 8 here. And the game that we're going to see is going to be a great best of 3. I mean, once again, Fnatic here with a double warrior setup at the front line, using an Arthas together with Leoric, which we've already seen quite a lot as the second warrior in compositions for a lot of European teams. And in the back line, it's Vala and Jaina that are trying to supply the damage here for the team on our first map, Sky Temple. Spartanien, on the other hand, the German team is trying to run this with the Muradin up at the front line, and they are using also a melee assassin that we don't see too often getting through the draft. Zeratul these days making an appearance a bit more often with his auto attack build, and we are seeing not only the Zeratul but also support with Abathur. So that double Zeratul then later with the Abathur copy are of course going to be a huge threat to those squishies that we are seeing for Fnatic. And in this particular match now everything is on the line. I mean, at this point we're already in the losers bracket. Both of the teams are trying to advance to face Na'Vi in the next round. And well, we're going to have a look right now on Sky Temple, who's going to take the lead in the best of 3 to make that wish come true. So guys, Sky Temple, map number 1 in the best of 3 series here at the Road to BlizzCon European qualifier, coming up right now. Alright everybody, game number 1 in the best of 3 series here in the loser bracket of the Road to BlizzCon tournament, here the Europe Open. We have Fnatic going up against Spartanien. Sky Temple is the first map, and to the left side we see Leoric played by Lowell. We have Breeze on Arthas to complete the double tank front line, Wubby on Vala, Mane playing Uther in this case, and Kesil on Jaina. For Spartanien, the German team, to the right side, we see Glucosa on Malfurion playing the support role. We have Nomi on Muradin, Coco on Kel'Thas, Grulum playing Abathur, and a bit of a rarity or an oddity. We have Frieza on Zeratul. Usually Spartanien not playing a Zeratul in their lineup, but in this case it just worked out that way. And we are of course going to try and find out how well he can help house his team. I'm Khaldor, with me is Tetcha, and we're going to bring you the coverage here at the EU Open.
Grulum with some incredible bravery there, trying to take the watchtower for his team as Abathur, but able to back up and not get caught off. And like you said, bit odd to see Frieza on Zeratul, bit odd to see Zeratul on their side at all, but if his Void Prisms are anything like his Devouring Maws, we're in for a good game.
It was actually quite funny when we saw a few of the games that were played yesterday by Spartanien, and a team banned Zeratul against Spartanien. Their manager contacted me and started laughing, and it was just like, yeah, as if Spartanien would pick Zeratul. What a wasted ban. Well, in this case, they decided to go for him. Oh, the lockdown against Muradin, and they get him. Kesil is able to put all the damage in. Very well played here. Not really a surprise to see Leoric at the bot lane. We saw some very cool Leoric games yesterday. He's from now on called the Dude because he just simply does not care, and he is great at lane pushing. That's what he's currently trying to showcase at the bot lane here on Sky Temple.
Yeah, he has taken a bit of harassment for the moment though from Coco, who, as Kel'Thas, can stay pretty much out of his range and just get that free harassment with the infused living bombs.
One of the cool things that we also saw, talking about assassins a bit, was a targeted ban against the melee assassin that Fnatic usually plays. Illidan was banned out so that Lowell could not play the hero. We've already been talking a bit about the talents that we had here on level 1. Of course, really important is again that seasoned marksman on Zeratul who wants to go into his auto attack build, and we are seeing, as mentioned before, that fell infusion on Kel'Thas. So a bit of a change here compared to that mana addict, as Tetcha already pointed out. Level 4 still, is he going to go for gathering power or not? That's something that we're going to see in just a bit. But for now it's just a mix at the temples. The mid temple goes currently to Fnatic, whereas up at the top temple we're seeing Muradin for Spartanien.
Wubby though moving in a little bit here, but with Glucosa here, he's not going to be able to raid in onto Nomi. So this top temple, for now, will remain under the control of Spartanien. Bit of a miss there by Nomi.
Yeah, he's kind of infamous for those. We have Lowell, by the way, at the bot lane, taking a lot of damage on Leoric, so he needs to be very careful. He's even now going back to base. Coco putting a lot of pressure onto him. Very well done here by him. At the same time now we're having Snowstorm taken for Jaina again, and besides that it's also the Boundless Conviction on Uther, who these days actually seems to go a lot for the range talents in level 1 and level 4. We have on level 1 Reach, then the Boundless Conviction, so you can really stay in the backline for this one. But in this case it's a kill against him, even with Uther trying to come to the rescue. So it's a 1-1 in the game now after all.
Yeah, and for now, Zeratul doing an okay job. We can have a look here at his season marksman stacks. Currently only 2.
Yeah, Frieza needs to make sure that he gets enough Season Marksman stacks to really be that right-click menace in the late game so that he can jump in against heroes like Jaina and also Vala to make sure that he puts the pressure on. Normally on level 7 we're seeing the Frost Armor taken for Jaina when she's up against a melee assassin like Zeratul. That's the talent that we can expect here. Unless, of course, Mene or Kesel really feels that he's safe enough even without taking the talent and goes for Frostbitten, which is the standard if you don't face a melee assassin.
Yeah, and we mentioned the whole Leoric being in his solo lane, still going with the build that we've seen when he's been in them, the hardened bones. For now, though, just chilling in the mid lane, just soaking that up. So no one in the bot lane for Fnatic at the moment.
They could rotate him to the top and just try to push in and not really fight for the temple in the bot lane, but just poke a bit. That's of course a bit of an odd strategy, but it's one that you could really pull off, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. We saw Navi with great success yesterday, keeping Leoric on the off lane and just pushing it, and apparently Fnatic is thinking about doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, in fact they're just going to roll in here, so we're likely to see the persistent apparition coming in from him, lingering apparition, sorry, and that is exactly what's taken to give him that escape route for when he does actually get ganked.
Frost Armor on level 7 for Jaina as already expected, so Zeratul is going to have a bit of a tougher time taking her down and needs to be careful what kind of target he chooses in those later stages. One of the things though that Spartanien has, which already worked for them very well yesterday, is a mule on Abathar, and that is something that so far at least Fnatic cannot rely upon. Leoric taken down up at the top, even with hardened bones and with the lingering apparition. He was not able to escape here, and we have Frieza and Glucosa together with the Bruiser Camp moving in against the fort.
Yeah, but doing this, they have basically given up on that bottom temple. Lol trying to defend this, and Kessel moving forward with Wubby to try and take down Kael'thas, but he backs out of danger.
Nomi still in the mid lane, is currently trying to soak additional experience, and always keep Abathar in mind. Grulum can of course deliver some experience to his team as well, and that's exactly what he's trying to do too in mid with another kill against Lowell. The apparition moves away, and Frieza just doesn't have his cooldowns ready to hit another Singularity Spike. But a very narrow escape here for Lowell, and Spartanien is in the lead in experience.
Yeah, they are able to control this. The bottom temple, final few shots, will go straight onto that fort, which is pretty fine at the moment. And of course, Mule from Abathar is available to just mitigate all of that damage, but it is on a 40-second cooldown.
Yeah, he can use that a bit later. He was just trying to save the one up at the bot lane, but that didn't really work out for them. The teams are starting to rotate, but the level 10 is about to come in for Spartanien, and that's of course the most important talent, at least for now. Once you have your heroic ability, you can really put on the pressure. The window that they have is very small, so they can't really capitalize on it, but both of the teams are now ready with the Phoenix, the Ultimate Evolution. We have Avoid Prison, Avatar, and Tranquility on the side of Spartanien, and Fnatic going into the March of the Black King. We're having also the Army of the Dead, Reign of Vengeance, Divine Shield, and the Water Element.
Yep, so fairly standard stuff out of everyone. We do have options for variation on a lot of these heroes, but in this case, Army of the Dead making a lot of sense. Other than we're likely going to see most of those zombies get picked off at some point in this game by Kael'thas' Flame Strike accidentally.
Yeah, Arthas has to be quite careful when exactly he uses his heroic ability, but down to the bot lane. Whoa, Wubby actually thinking that he is in range of his Reign of Vengeance, trying to drop Coco. That was actually a very narrow escape on Kael'thas. I mean, it looked a little bit silly since Vala did not hit that Reign of Vengeance, but that was extremely scary and could have resulted in a kill.
Yeah, if she had hit it, it almost definitely would have been a kill. It would have been a very good play, but just skimmed the end of it. Not able to catch him.
Yeah, over here we have Muradin already going for the Avatar. Of course, Groom is there with the Abathar, trying to jump in and take down Arthas. Here comes the Army of the Dead, trying to keep him alive. The Phoenix dropped and the Divine Shield. They keep Breeze alive. He moves back. The counter kill against the copy on Abathar. They're moving in against the rest of the team now.
Breeze are able to blink over the wall there as Breeze tries to lock him down. And somehow, no one died unless this Theoric gets picked up, and no, he does not chase any further. But only the Abathar clone died, so very well played by Fnatic there, turning a very aggressive engagement into, well, a little bit of extra XP from the Abathar clone.
Yeah, and they nearly killed Zeratul as well. I mean, Lowell was hunting him with his lingering apparition, trying to move in, but he just did not have that damage. He didn't really hit his Drain Hope. Now he's in the mid lane, pushing them back. Level 12 hits a bit faster for Fnatic. They take the lead in experience now, but it is going to be a trade in temples, even with Frieza trying to see if he has an opening here in the mid lane. It is Fnatic who are going to claim this one. At the bot lane, there's Muradin, but the mid lane is now suddenly being attacked.
Frieza having to back up from this, Abathar jumping on his head to help. And Breeze having to ditch this mid lane, but Nomi will die for this in the bottom lane, and the rest of the shots from that temple will go over to Fnatic.
Yeah, he got a few of the shots in, but the kill, of course, against him pretty annoying now that the death timers are already at roughly 25 seconds. At the top lane, Breeze is once again the target of Frieza, and if you have an Abathur as well, then Zeratul is just so difficult to deal with. Breeze is able to move away here, he even turns around onto Frieza. There's no rotation from Fnatic, but he's trying to put some extra damage in now that he knows himself safe, as the rest of the team is already heading over up to the top.
Level 13s have been hit by Fnatic, and we do see the Relentless on the Arthur, Spell Shield on the Valor, like we said, the improved Ice Block on Jaina, Shrink Ray on the Uther, and the Crushing Hope, that extra 10% health damage from Leoric on Crushing Hope.
Yeah, no spell shield for Arthas, as you already mentioned, he went into Relentless, so as a frontliner he's more worried about those stuns that we're seeing coming from Muradin, from Nomi in this case, and the roots, and just says like, alright, for now I want to deal with those first, and I can still mitigate some of the damage dished out if I go into a Stone Skin later, and with my Army of the Dead I should be pretty safe here. We now have the level 13 talents also in play for Spartanien, and they went into one Ice Block. We're having also the Wormhole taken for Zeratul. I guess it's a no-brainer talent right there, and of course with Flame Thrower, Khaldor is already preparing for that Ignite that he will hit later on in the game.
Yeah, very standard talents from everyone here. Like you said, the only one that really gets even the slightest bit of confusion would be the Relentless on Arthas, but it's still a very sensible decision.
Yeah, and with so much transference, considering that they only have one frontliner, it makes sense to try and keep Nomi alive even more. On level 16 we can still expect Stone Form for him, which is just an amazing talent to keep him alive, but Abathur is going to try his best to help him out with that even further. A lockdown here with an attempt to take the Siege Giants, but Fnatic is a bit too slow.
Yep, they are able to kill off those Siege Giants though, so there will not be any pressure on their bottom lane. Lowell just waiting up here. Mule not really doing anything at the moment, it's just chilling. It's done all it can up here and will expire before Lowell really gets too much push here, but Coco has come up to defend.
And we have Nomi here as well. Abathur could jump into Nomi, already using his Drain Hope. Lowell that is, and Nomi has to back off at least for now. Lowell is not really able to do as much damage with his Leoric against the structures in the lane as Navi was able to do yesterday, but he at least keeps Abathur at bay. So far we have not seen Abathur out on the map a whole lot, because Leoric is always on the off lane trying to soak experience and also push the lanes back. So it's that battle between Abathur and Leoric trying to push especially the top lane in this case.
Yeah, trying to keep as much pressure on that as possible. Temple will be available in 6 seconds, and Fnatic postured a little bit better, but in the meantime, Spartanien are split up a little better to get more XP. Nomi.
Nomi is attacked from 3 sides, and Breeze is even trying to cut him off, uses the Howling Blast. Nomi completely isolated, gets ganked, and not even the Avatar is able to help him out here. So another good kill against Spartanien, and the heroes at the bot lane take that opportunity to move now in against the fort.
Yep, they'll be pushing bot fort, but in the meantime, Leoric is still pushing the top fort, and the rest of Fnatic are grabbing that middle temple. And lol, once again, the classic strategy with the help of the temple, he's just going to leave that. Temple will deal with it.
Consume Vitality is the talent that he takes on level 16 that is going to give him a lot of sustain in those fights. You just get a lot of health back with every single hit. The Stone Skin on Arthas, we have a Blood for Vala. In this case, not going for Stone Skin, which you actually see a bit more often, especially against the Kelthas or Jaina, since you know that the damage is coming in and you can mitigate it with the... How did you put it yesterday? The
Pre-damage protection.
The pre-damage protection. I really need to write that one down. That's like the best way to put it. So the pre-damage protection here with the Stone Skin is something that Vala could have chosen, but she decided to go into Blood for Blood, which is pretty cool if that Zeratul suddenly appears right next to you and starts to get his auto attacks in.
Yeah, this is very true indeed, but like you said, the Blood for Blood can be used on Zeratul, and also, Nomi's going to be in the front line. Second he pops that Avatar, that's a huge chunk of health back for Valor, so that can help her out quite a lot as well.
Definitely true. And we have, talking about Zeratul and other heroes, also a Rending Cleave in this case. Did not go for the double bombs, which we oftentimes still see. We have for Jaina, on level 16, the Numbing Blast taken, and a Tenacious Roots on the side of Malfurion. So both teams are trying to go for a bit more lockdown in this case. With finally Ignite being ready, Nomi missing a Stormbolt against Wubby. That could have resulted in Vala dying if he gets this one in, but they are trying to go for the fort now. And remember, there is no Mule for Fnatic.
Yeah, and because of that, this fort will die. We did see the Muradin walk in there to try and just absorb the Uther walk in to try and absorb the damage due to the fact that the Phoenix will prioritize heroes first. So you can position yourself, if you're careful enough, in a position to save a building by just letting yourself take the Phoenix damage. It does splash though.
Yeah, the Leoric, by the way, up at the top lane was still trying to go for a bit more experience, and also Abathur apparently attempting to counter him, muling the top lane as much as he can, and apparently it is an attempted gank against Leoric, who already knows what's going on, so his spider senses have been tingling, and Spartanien instead goes for the loser camp.
Yep, and they will be able to grab this. In the meantime, Fnatic are down in the bottom jungle, just taking the easy camp, and they are in a great position to take the bottom temple as well, but they would be ditching the top temple if that's what they decided. Spartanien, though, not looking to take the top temple, they want to do battle with Fnatic down in this bottom lane.
They are moving in at the bot lane, trying to go for the kill. Up at the top we have the two Bruiser camps against each other. Mane eating a flame strike already. There's Ignite as well. Nomi with a missed Stormbolt. They're going for the lockdown again, but there's the Void Prism already trapping Kesel as the Phoenix comes down now to the Abathur copy, jumping straight for Wubby. He's trying to keep himself alive with the arrows, and he's doing a great job against the Abathur copy, taking it down, and now Fnatic is starting to chase Spartanien.
Perfect blood for blood from Wubby there when he did get engaged upon. And now Nomi getting locked down. There's the Ice Block from Malfurion trying to keep alive, but he gets completely body blocked by Leoric and Breeze. And they're going to move in. Now Zeratul gets rooted. Where does his blink come? Not in time. He goes down. Nomi is dropped super low as well, but the Flame Strike does zone out Fnatic enough to give Nomi an escape route. But that is a, well, 2 and a bit if you count the Abathur clone, for 0 in favor of Fnatic.
A very good fight for the Fnatic, really well played. Talking about plays, by the way, up at the top lane, the Mule being put into position to soak the damage. Grulum with the plays here, trying to soak as much as he can, is dodging everything and decides that it's time to head home. He actually has a bit of an opportunity to soak even more, but dropping the Mule here, that was pretty nice.
Well, I did not expect that. Very well played. Just gets a couple shots, and a couple shots here and there will help out in the game, but it's not going to help them get to level 20 faster, as level 20 has been hit by Fnatic.
Really important talent, one of the most important ones, of course, with the double hardened shield. The tanks, they are going to survive throughout the entire match. If they get focused and they drop that hardened shield, they will still be able to get away. But now we have also Redemption immediately being picked. He's not waiting for this one, and Bolt of the Storm. They go up to the top. They know that they have an advantage, and Fnatic wants to have the second temple, as they know full well that there is still a talent missing for Spartanien. Again, it's Wubby being attacked, but he is so good at keeping himself alive with that arrow build, and Mano, of course, is always close to him to deliver that last second heal.
Coco is now being focused down. He's very far forward. Gets picked off by Maynard and Lol. Wubby moving in to kill the Zeratul clone. And once again, that is a 2.5 for nothing in favor of Fnatic. They're going to get all of the rest of those top temple shots and are now moving down towards the boss.
And we already had the bot keep taken out, so even with the Mule, it is difficult for Spartanien to make anything happen here. 7 kills against 2, and with 2 heroes still down, as you already said, Fnatic is aiming for boss, and at this point, Spartanien can't contest it. They're trying to soak experience to get their own level 20 talent, but they know that the boss is being attacked, but they simply cannot move in and try and contest it. They don't have the fighting power.
Yeah, and just a quick shout back to that last fight. We saw both Zeratuls try to engage on Wubby there, and he just played it perfectly. Instant blood for blood, quick vault and a heal from Maynard, and nothing came of that. It was super well played.
As long as you use your arrows, you have some you have actually like some self-sustains thanks to the leech on the level 1 arrow, and then with a repeating arrow on level 7, that double vault, it just really helps. For now we have them in the mid lane pushing in. They know that the boss is going to target the core. They are not trying to finish the game here, but they are trying to make sure that Spartanien has to make a move. They either defend their core or they defend the mid lane. They can't do both.
And they have chosen to defend the mid lane for either. Getting a bit of harassment onto Breeze, but Fnatic aren't done here. They're going to kill off this tower before the Mule has a chance to do anything, and kill the Mule as it retreats. Like you said, boss is on the core. They're not trying to end, they're just keeping the pressure on.
And the shields are nearly gone in the core, and they're trying to go for Gelfas, and they get the kill even with the Void Prism, locking down Lol and Kesel. Oh, very well done here, and another kill thanks to the Rain of Vengeance. Zeratul and Gelfas are both dead in Fnatic. They're going straight for core. They smell blood in the waters, and they take down Malfurion to finish off the game. Great match by Team Fnatic. The 1-0 lead in the best of 3 series after the first map, Sky Temple. And Fnatic with the victory. As you could see in the last game, they really dealt with that Zeratul really well. And one of the main reasons also is that every single time that Zeratul was trying to jump on a hero, he got more or less denied. Jaina was running the Frost Armor on level 7, which really helps a lot with this. And at the same time, Vala, with the arrow build, the Q build, did a whole lot of work. Especially, of course, with Mena on the healer being around every single time that Wubby was attacked here. And that's also a very interesting thing, that Fnatic actually switched roles a bit. Wubby was playing the support hero for the team for the longest time and now switched over to an assassin, and that also helps him with his shot calling. So this is actually a pretty cool move from Fnatic. Spartanien is down 1 game in the series, and they are going to try, of course, to tie it up on the next map, which is Dragonshire. For Fnatic, on the other hand, we're having now a setup where they are running a melee assassin. They are very well known for using an Illidan, especially Lowell, as one of the best Illidan players in Europe, is of course very fond of the hero. So we're going to see him on Illidan in the next match, and we're also having next to him 2 tanks again. Johanna is being played here by them, and they're also running an Anubarak with this for potential web blast. They can use that here to just give Illidan a bit more safety. And for the damage, they have in the backline Jaina, which is just an amazing assassin in general. She can control the fights with the water elemental and also her chill in general, so that's one of those things that will give Spartanien a lot of trouble. And Spartanien is running this with a Nazeebo and a Vala for their damage, and also a double tank using the Leoric together with the Tyrael now in the next match. Fnatic, of course, has to win it here if they want to cleanse out with a 2-0. They have the opportunity to take this best of 3 without even dropping a map, but Spartanien has other plans. This is their map choice, and they want to make it happen now. They want to tie this series up, and let's find out together if they can do that. Game number 2, everybody, between Fnatic and Spartanien. We are on Dragonshire, and to the left side of the map we have Lowell playing Illidan for Fnatic, Main on Malfurion, Breeze on Johanna, Kaysil on Jaina, and Wubby on Anubarak. To the right side of the map, it is in this case now Glucosa on Uther. We have Coco for Spartanien on Nazeebo, Grulum on Leoric, Vala played by Frieza, and Nomi on Tyrael. The interesting thing here is that we have actually on the side of Fnatic a few heroes starting to shift their roles a bit. Mena, normally one of the assassins, played already the support in the last game, and again he is playing the support here, whereas Wubby is not on an assassin but instead of a tank playing more of a flex role here. So that's a pretty interesting shift. What do you think about that?
It is very interesting. It just shows how versatile they are. Like you said, Wubby last game was playing the Valor, this game playing the Warrior, and in the previous weeks playing support. And he's already shown in previous matches as well, capable of playing melee assassin in the form of the Kerrigan. So a lot of versatility on the side of Fnatic.
We are definitely seeing a lot of teams switching certain players on certain roles. We saw that happening with Alex the Pro G, for example, who was playing for Nihilum, is now part of Na'Vi and had to switch into the tank role. We saw it on the side of Rocket as well, who put Sport Billy now on Leoric most of the time, or on a second tank. So it's pretty interesting to see that, and for a lot of the teams that works out really well. Heroes of the Storm is still new and the scene is evolving, and that is just part of it.
Yeah, this is very true. Having a quick look at the talents, we do see Tyrael, instead of going for the Purge Evil talent, just going for that more sustained with the Regen Master. And Nubarak, starting off instead of Beetles or Regen Master with the extended spines, just allowing him to deny the Dragon Knight a lot easier.
Yeah, that's of course one of the great things that you can do with it. Sometimes we see even a solo tank or even a second tank going into all these additional talents with an epicenter for the stun, going into the extended range on the burrow charge as well. And it's pretty cool if you have a Nubarak like this who goes for a full stun and utility hero. He can really be a pain, especially if you don't check the talents on level 4 and he goes for that extended burrow charge range. You can find yourself in a very dangerous situation, because the first time that he's going to use it, you might not even expect it. That happened to me several times already in Hero League, and I was just like, oh my god, what's going on? How on earth is he able to stun me out this far away?
Yeah, it can happen. You need to be checking your opponent's talents quite a lot. Talent level. Grulum is holding at the bottom shrine for the moment, just zoning out LOL for the moment. And in the mid lane, Tyrael did try to take the Dragon Knight, and is likely going to try again, but Breeze doing a very good job of harassing and denying that.
As we already pointed out during the draft, the one thing that Spartanien really has going for them in regards to the talents and also the hero setup that they are running here is that they have a lot of lane pressure, and that results in them taking most of the shrines and really pushing in that top lane. So they're really trying to use that siege damage on their side with the Vala that has of course a multi-shot available, even though she focuses on an arrow build, and the Nazeebo, also of course Leoric, so they're doing really well with this, and several times now they occupied both of the shrines and were threatening to take the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, and it is working out for them very well. Fnatic playing way more passively this game, just waiting for their later talents. And we do actually see the Underking, the range increase on Burrow Charge, like you did say.
Yeah, it's a great talent to have. If you run a double tank setup, I really like it. And he's already using it, moving in against Frieza. Where's that stun? There it is. But not enough follow-up damage by Khaldor. Was apparently in the cooldown on this Blizzard, so could not drop Vala. But a very aggressive move out there. And they created some space, at least for a few seconds, as again Spartanien is pushing in the lane.
Yep, and they can continue to do so. But on the bot lane, Fnatic are the ones pushing in the lane, as Mena has come down to join LoL, which will keep him very healthy and allow him to push up just really aggressively. Tyrael completely abandoning the mid lane for the moment and swapping out with Frieza and Nazeebo and Uther.
Yeah, I think they're trying, after they took the 2 towers down, to just push the bot lane or the mid lane now. And I think that's a really good move by them. But of course they also give up the control of the top shrine, which ends up in the hands of Nubarak immediately. And this, for the first time, is a double shrine control for Fnatic.
Yeah, but the mid lane, like we said, they had the swap, they had the lane swap, so they have 3 people in the mid lane for Spartanien, and they're going to be able to deny this. Zebo taking quite a bit of damage here, but gets through to get cleansed and is able to reposition. But in the meantime, the bottom shrine went back over to Spartanien, so they were able to deny that for long enough.
Spartanien, by the way, playing a different setup here than what we've seen yesterday from Navi on this map for Leoric. He went into the field here on the death, which is great for the lane sustain, but of course not as good as Hardened Bones when you try to escape and survivability. The Paralyzing Rage on level 7. So these 2 builds currently exist for Leoric. Either you go for the Wraith Walk talents on level 4 and level 7, or you use what we are seeing here in the game. Pretty cool to actually see him. His kit is amazing. That's basically what I just want to say there. He's really great to see him with so many talents that are completely viable. Talking about viable talents, that Thrill of Battle on LoL being played once more.
Yeah, the reason he runs this is, we see it pretty much every game he plays it, it just allows him to get all of his abilities off so much quicker, get that metamorphosis back up for every single team fight, as it does have a very long cooldown, and it makes it viable for him if he needs to, in a situational pick, go for the hunt.
Exactly, so you can either go for the hunt and have a double hunt during one of those fights, but even with Metamorphosis, you're not the bottleneck anymore when it comes to heroic abilities for your team. That's not what we're seeing just now. It's also increasing his survivability once he hits level 13 because of that reduced cooldown on his evasive shield, so pretty cool. I like the rotation that we saw here, by the way, very well done by Spartanien, but also a good escape with Mena hitting one of his roots, like point on against 2 heroes and locking them down.
Yeah, it's been doing a very good job. Nomi having difficulties in the top lane. LoL currently just taking the impression out of a very recent Carbots video and just wrecking this tower.
That Carbot video is really fun. That is basically how most people are currently playing Illidan. Hunting in and it just doesn't work. You get repelled and then you have to try and get your cooldown back up, which is also where Thrill of Battle would help you out. The level 10s are coming in any second now, but it looks like Breeze might get the help he needs to use the Dragon Knight. They could go for Web Blast once they have it, but it is Spartanien that hits level 10 first.
Yep, so they're going to be able to control this for a little bit. There is the level 10 for Fnatic. It is going to be the Metamorphosis coming in from Illidan. The Sanctification from Tyrael. Grulum dueling with LoL for the moment. Is the health drain going to be enough? Looks like it might. LoL, though, having it to back up. Web Blast has been used in the bot lane, though.
Yeah, the bot lane, we see the fight already raging with the Water Elemental and Gary the Garantian in play. Here comes the Root on the side of Malfurion. The attempted kill against Vala, but she gets away in the last second. Glucosa with the heals. He used everything he had, was out of mana already, but Wubby is trying to take the second shrine at the top lane. LoL went very deep against Leoric, by the way. I thought he would die here. If that keep hits him once, he would have been dead.
Yeah, this is very true, and LoL once again having to dash away. Grulum trading very, very well here against LoL. LoL just gets free damage off while Grulum is on his cooldowns, though. Breeze coming in to fight this, but in come quite a few members of Spartanien.
Yeah, Frieza is there and Coco as well, so Vala with another arrow, trying to hit Lowell and drop him low. We didn't see a single Dragonite in the game yet. The bot lane is still being pressured. Mena and Wubby are going through the wall now, taking down the gate and focusing on the tower. Extra experience for them. This is going to be pretty sick here. Strafe on the other hand, and we also see Sanctification. This is going to be a pretty sick team battle once that the teams commit to it.
Is going to be very sick indeed. For now, though, both teams just trading shrines whenever possible and looking for the opportunity to win a fight. Breeze getting a nice initial stun of in comes Low, looking for Vala in the backline. Blessed Shield does land on Vala, and she's taking a lot of damage. Strafe trying to just get any damage she can off against Low because he is going down. The Zebo taken down as well, and Brulum pushing in will get Kessel, but now he's really out of position and will go down.
Really well played though to get that kill in here. He would have been in trouble either way. Does he have the Wraith Walk? No, he does not. So he is dying, and it is a 1-for-3 trade in this case now. Very well played by Fnatic, and especially that condemned by Breeze in the last second on his Johanna was kind of funny, taking out 2 heroes with it. We see at the bot lane Glucosa and Nomi still holding on to that shrine, trying to make sure that they buy enough time for the rest of the team to revive so that Dragonite is not taken by Fnatic.
Glucosa having to back up here as Lowell is once again being relentless in controlling the area. Mena, though, getting focused down by Nobi, but Wubby has arrived to help out. It's going to be a 4 versus 3, but the Web Blast will even that up for a little bit. Frieza killing that off. Out comes Coco. Mena wants to get out of position, but with Kessel here, they're going to be able to get out and drop a huge amount of damage onto Nomi.
Level 13 is now ready for Fnatic, and they're trying to use it in this fight. The Divine Shield is protecting Vala. Lowell is going deep once again. Strafe right away, used by Frieza, who jumps in, tries to deliver damage, and no, Lowell so low on Illidan, but he gets away the kill against Vala. The damage dealer is out for the count, and Mena now with the Tranquility healing everybody up again. Nomi is low, the Water Elemental trying to finish him off, but Glucosa with a quick heal is keeping him alive.
Well, what we saw there, Sanctification versus Tranquility. Tranquility was able to win out in this case. And Lol heading up to the top lane, going to try and grab that shrine. Breeze does not find Grulum on the way. So once again, we may see these two battle out over this top shrine. But in the meantime, Tyrael is sneaking the bot one.
We are nearly 10 minutes into the game and we haven't seen Dragon Knight yet. No talent on level 13 just yet for Johanna either. Nomi at the bot lane is up against 3 now. He has to jump away and he's trying to. Coco moves in, helps him out with a wall of zombies. We have Frost Shot used for Vala. Doesn't go into a spell shield here. Doesn't really have to. Would have loved to probably against the Jaina, but it's more important to have that control thanks to the Frost Arrow here for her, or the Frost Shot. We're seeing more damage with the Burning Rage on the side of Leoric, and at least Uther plays it a bit more safe and closer to home with the Spell Shield on level 13.
Yeah, it does mean he misses out on the... Oh, hang on. He does miss out on the Shrink Ray, which he could have maybe used onto the Illidan. Breeze will get the Dragon Knight finally. 10-minute, 21-second Dragon Knight.
Very well done, by the way. Breeze was hiding in the bush as the 2 shrines are taken, and we saw Leoric double-checking if somebody is in the mid lane. And as soon as Breeze knew that he only had to cross that small area, he moved in, captured the statue. Grulum was in the mid lane, but he just didn't see him. So really sneaky pick here by Breeze, getting that Dragon Knight and punting Leoric into 3 towers.
Yeah, he's just trying to smack... Actually, no, he's not. He's just going to kill the fountain. Yeah, he's indecisive. Wall or fountain? There we go. Wall. And Wraith walks the other way into 3 members of Fnatic.
Let's be honest for a second. There was no good way to get out of this. I mean,
no,
he could have tried to go up to the top, but they would have killed him eventually.
Yeah, but I still feel maybe Wraith walking out the hole you've just made in the wall may have helped, but he would have walked back into the Dragon Knight, and it would have been hilarious to see Breeze just punch him straight back in.
Definitely would have been. I mean, we have now level 16 as well for Fnatic. They are really controlling this game now with 5 kills against 1. They are a level ahead. Tenacious Roots. We even see now on the side of Johanna, after Burning Rage taking on 13 together with the Nubarak, we have actually 3 Burning Rages now in the game. But the more important part for me is that we have an imposing presence here. Oh, the kill against Leoric. Frieza with an attempted kill against Lowell. But Illidan is just being protected by his team in every single fight, and he is thanking his teammates with it, with just insane pressure against Spartanien.
Glucosa getting completely body blocked here. The Tranquility, though, sorry, the Sanctification will keep alive, but he gets rooted as the Sanctification ends. Nomi getting knocked up, but is able to back out.
Really well played here. Only one kill for Spartanien. There was an early kill against Kessel on his Jaina. Now we have still 4 heroes on the map for Spartanien, but they are still low in experience when it comes to comparison with their opponent here. They lack out on the level 16 talent. That's of course a big deal. They need to soak lanes, and that's what we're currently seeing from Nomi up the bot lane. Also keep in mind that Spartanien hasn't been able to destroy a single fort yet.
It's very true. They are trying their best to put on pressure with Leoric, but he's not running that just huge split push build. He's just trying like the closest they came to killing a fort was the pushing top lane a bit earlier, and when Leoric was just punted into the base.
Yeah. For now we have also the renewed swing, so it's the double swing, and together with the paralyzing rage on level 7, that's of course a pretty cool talent for Leoric to take here. Did not go for that consume vitality, which would have been another option for him on level 16. Leaping spiders, benediction, it is tumble, which allows Vala now to get even an additional arrow off, and everybody has to move back, since Fnatic is just simply saying, hey, if you move up to the top, we're gonna threaten your peak.
Yeah, they will take all the towers here, but they are going to back up because they forced the back. They've done exactly what they needed to do and can now back away from this. But Spartanien not going to let this slide. They're looking for an engagement here.
Yeah, they're moving in. Oh, and they give up the siege tank camp. It's a smart move, to be honest, but I did not think that they would go for it. It's smart because that is a fight where they have to fight with their opponent on even levels or even talents. And this is a battle that you can lose, and then you will lose your advantage. But I still expected them to go for it. It just takes so much discipline to let something like this go.
Yeah, Nomi rolling in there. Kessel gets the Dragon Knight, though. Team able to delay that easily. And in the meantime, Illidan was still soaking that top lane. So Fnatic just getting further and further ahead here, not even losing anyone to the 5 in the 3 versus 5 in the bot lane.
Very controlled play here now by Fnatic. I really like this. They realized that by moving away, not taking the camp, they could get a Dragon Knight, or at least buy themselves some time to get even more experience. They tried to go for level 20 before they hit another big fight, and I really like the way that they're currently playing this. Very disciplined, and that's something that Fnatic has to a certain extent been missing in the last few weeks, a tiny little bit.
Fnatic going very aggressive here, actually stopping the pause from Spartanien and forcing them to try and get out. They're able to even take out Tyrael there. Web Blast used. They want to go for another one. Grulum having to back up. He's just going to abandon his teammate here. And in the meantime, as they are about to lose the Uther here, the Dragon Knight was still pushing the top lane. It's finally backed up as 3 members of Spartanien are back. But the rest of Fnatic are just going to push the bot lane.
It was really smart once again. I'm really liking this right now. They realized that 2 of the heroes were already back trying to defend against the Dragon Knight. They knew that they had a 4 versus 3 situation and just jumped in, got the picks. Spartanien now down 2 heroes once again, and Fnatic with the perfect movements here on the map. Very, very smart rotations. They go for the keep at the bot lane. They know that they have a great position, and now with the level 20 talents, there is nothing in their way to either go for core or take the second keep, and they could take core here for sure, as they just drop Vala once again.
Sanctification will keep Coco alive for a second, but LOL chase him down the second that Sanctification ends. Grulum doing all he can to at least slow this down, having to Wraith Walk himself to freedom, though, just gets out, but Nomi takes his place as the sacrificial lamb. Gets the bio shielded though, stays alive for a little bit, but they're literally just buying time for the moment. Uther will come out of that, but immediately gets knocked up.
Illidan goes straight for the core. They're trying to finish, but there is still some resistance. Grulum is already back, and Glucosa is trying to stop them, but of course there's way too much damage now for Fnatic. The death timers are just like too big already. Very well played. Fnatic taking down the core and winning the series with a 2-0 victory against Spartanien here at the Road to Blizzcon EU Open. Very well done here, and congratulations to Fnatic moving on in the losers bracket. Great play by Fnatic. They take the series with the 2-0. Very well played here, so they don't leave Spartanien a chance. And in this case, now we're seeing Fnatic advance through the losers bracket to meet Na'Vi in the next round. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope that you enjoyed the games here. We had 2 very cool maps between the 2 of them, Sky Temple and Dragonshire. And if you enjoyed the match, then make sure that you also give the video a thumbs up on YouTube. I hope that you guys liked what you saw there. Subscribe to KhaldorTV if you want to see more Heroes of the Storm. And thanks again for watching today. I'm going to see you next time with more Heroes of the Storm here on the channel. Have a great day, and bye-bye.